Okay. Okay, we're back. It's counting. The program's running very slow. Sorry about that. I was just sitting there. So again, with the string shapes, which is very important. I'll tell you the string shapes is more important than what we're doing, but we're doing what we're doing. So again, if we're going to go down, bring a shape down. So you know how to do the pentatonic backwards, right? Okay, so that's pretty much pentatonic up and pentatonic down. Whoops, I messed it up. That's pentatonic backwards. It's easy because it's just a bouncy little shape. You do it backwards. I can't do a lot of things backwards. If I had to count those notes out loud, it would mess up the whole video because I'd probably mess up. Sure, I can tell you what notes I'm hitting, but okay, 5 3 2 root 6 5 3 2 root. That kind of thing. It would just take me longer than just going. So if we're going to take that C shape down one, this is the first time I've ever done this, so it's going to become a G shape. So first of all, let's find our starting point for the C shape on the 5th string. Okay, that's the 2nd string from the top. It's going to go like this. Remember this? There, now we're on this string. Now in the C shape we go like that, okay? We're going to go right under that G, but guess what? Guess what? Under that G isn't going to go. We have to warp it the other way because we're going down. One more time with that. Ready? So it's guess what shape that is? Here's the extra string. Once we found out it was a G shape, if you told me start a C shape here and go down, I wouldn't get it that the next shape on top of that is a G shape, except if I just use string shapes, which would be C is going to go to G. Because if you're going up, it's in fifths. String shape fifths. And an easy way to do that is C, skip the A in cage and go to G. So you can go C, you can go like this, C, skip the A, G, and that's how to get to the 5th with the cage word. You just go every other letter. This way in cage is 5ths and the other way is 4ths. So that works pretty good. We can do one more, but I really don't want to belabor the point because we haven't messed up yet. So if you want to do a D shape and you want to do it from the 2nd string down, you're going to be looking at the 5th of D is A. So this is backwards, but it's not backwards if you're thinking about the tuning notes. Here, they're in 4ths. Start cage from any string is also in 4ths. And then 5ths going down. So I think it suffices to say that that's true. So, we don't have to really do one more of them. I don't like that diagram. So anyway, what else we got to cover today is the question. And that's the other thing. So here's our beloved string shapes here. C is 3 4 5, A is 5 6, G is 6 7 root, E is 7 root 2, and D is 2 3 4. And these are the bottom strings in the cages when you have the C cage, the A cage, the G cage, the E cage, and the D cage. Any key. Okay, we got the C cage here, the A cage here, right? Let me get a little more neat with my, I know I do a lot of this, and I think it drives people crazy. The G cage here, the E cage here, and the D cage here. So the bottom string or top string of the D cage is 2 3 4. That defines the D shape there. So going backwards here, we've got 7 root 2. This is the E cage that defines the E cage, the E shape rather. And similar with the G cage, we have here's our bookend isolation between the G shape and the A shape, and the G shape and the E shape. The bookend isolation is actually, the bookends are actually the shape labels to the shapes to the right and the left. There's bookend isolation there. Now between C and E, okay, our C shape, remember now, it's different, right? Because C is different. The guitar is kind of set up to play in C because you have the warp over brings the top 2 strings over, and you can do a diatonic scale. So there's something going on there with the C. Let's look at the isolation between the C and the E. Okay, so we've got, here's our E string shape 7 root 2. We've got bookend isolation between the D and the G. Here's our C shape. We've got 3, 4, 5. There's our bookend. Well, it just happens to fall on the missing fret. This is the missing fret. By the way, the missing fret is the magic fret for the tritone. Okay, so this is the magic fret for, I guess it would be G flat. So it would be right here. This is the magic fret for the key of this, which is the G flat. Okay, so the missing fret's the magic fret for the tritone of, you know, of the key that the missing fret is in, which is C. If you're in C, the tritone, I believe, is the G flat. That's just a little silly trivia, you know. So where are we at now? We got our string shapes, okay, and they're defined over here, and they're the bottom strings of these cages. These are the new string shapes that we're going to be using, and everything applies to them. Everything applies to them. The cage system applies to them, fifths and fourths apply to them, everything. Certainly everything that the cage system can do it to the string shapes themselves. So that's how we put together scales and how we get our freedom. So we got like 5, 6, we know we can go up from A to fifth of A is going up. We go to the E shape. Okay, then we can go encaged. We can go pentatonically. E increases to the G shape. So we got the A, went to the E shape, and then caged, connected. We went to that G shape there. Okay, because G goes to E shape, or we could go up from E. E goes to D encaged. So it's 2, 3, 4. You know, that kind of thing. So we've got the 4 directions in the string shapes themselves. That's why they're so valuable. Now let's look at this diagram, and then we're almost done. Okay, I've rearranged this so they're actually done in pattern stacks. And what it is, if we want to do an Ionian scale, we have to start with the root here. The E shape has the root, so we would start it with an E shape, knowing the 7 is going to be kind of suppressed there. We're going to trim the E shape and start with the root. Now we're going to finish with the root in the E shape there. Okay, but look at this. Is that an E shape? Yeah. So we're going to go E shape to E shape. Now that's odd. Let's see how that pans out in the E box here. So we're going to do a scale here. Root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Okay, it's not strictly finishing on the E shape, but I put an E shape there. You see how there's an E shape there, but it actually finishes on that G shape. So that's my bad there. Actually, I didn't do it wrong. It's right up here. So what we do is R 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. So here, see, I was wrong. This See how this isn't